So I had to harvest a bunch of rhubarb this morning. I noticed earlier this year that a lot of our rhubarb leaves had this red spot on them from like the light searching that I did. There's a thing called red spot fungus, which I'm assuming this is. It seems like the way to treat this is to harvest all the leaves that have the red spots, and don't put this in your compost. Throw it away. But the good news is the rhubarb stalks you can still eat. This is a little bit small for harvesting it, but it's still edible. It's just not ideal. But I'll come back to you when we have more clean. I just started and this is already like enough for something. Just about. Anyone want some rhubarb? So with all of this lovely rhubarb, we're going to make rhubarb popsicles. It's very simple. You're just going to start by cutting up your rhubarb, putting it in a big pot, and adding sugar and water. You don't need much water because there's a lot of water in the rhubarb. And you don't need much sugar because you can always add more sugar later. Rhubarb has a lovely tartness. So if you like things really tart, add less sugar. If you're like me, you like sweet, add more sugar. It's better to start low. You can always add more later. Once that cooks down enough to fall apart, just blend it up. It's nice and smooth. It's hard to get small children to eat chunky popsicles, and I don't blame them. It's weird. These popsicle molds came from Target.com. They have served us well. They are easy to fill and freeze and hand out to kids. You do need to warm them up a bit to have the release, but they're popsicles. That's the way it is. The only real drawback is that they do disappear and you have to track them down around the house. Ta-da! Rhubarb popsicle. If you have redder rhubarb, then I think the color might be a little bit nicer. Ours is sort of red and green, so it turns out a little bit brown. It might be a situation where you would want to add some food coloring to bump up the red color. Another thing is I did taste it and add more sugar at the end of it. It's really good. That's really good. It's very refreshing because it's got like that tanginess to it, but obviously it still has sugar in it, so it's sweet. The texture, because there's water in it and there's a lot of water in the rhubarb, it works really well in popsicle form. It's difficult in a sorbet because it just gets really hard in the freezer, but in the popsicle form, it's perfect. And it's refreshing and light and great way to use some rhubarb. So if you are like me, you have way too much rhubarb popsicles, make it happen. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.